Hello, everybody. Yes, it is me, Emi/Emi Ball, coming to you from Las Vegas, and I have my week one picks for college football. Very early, yes, I know, but I'm too excited not to get into it. So, if you saw my previous video, I made a week zero pick, easy, flashy, getting to it. It's gonna do the same with this one, easy, flashy. Gonna go through my picks and let's see how good I do. I usually write them down and hopefully hope that I got everything right. So this is why I'm making a video. This is where my ball knowledge comes through. I get to go back and look at this video and be like, did I pick correctly? So yes. So let's just get into it. Okay, it's Thursday. We got Boise State and South Florida. I picked Boise State, but I'm really hoping they actually come through because without Ashton Denty got them to the freaking top, man, until they lost to Penn State. But it was still a great game. I loved it, and let's hope they can get back to that, okay? Ohio versus Rutgers. Give me the Rutgers, okay? I say okay a lot. I need to think of new filler words. Lafayette versus Bowling Green. Give me Bowling Green. East Carolina versus NC State. I picked NC State. Jack State versus UCF. Give me UCF. Delaware State versus Delaware. Give me Delaware. By the way, I remember I was talking about this on my live where I didn't think, because Delaware doesn't have an NFL team. So I'm like, what the heck goes on in Delaware? But I know they do have some, I see. They do have some. But by the way, I don't watch every game. I'm trying to, though. That's why I'm trying to get better at my ball knowledge, because it's like, if you don't know everything, you don't know anything. I need to know all the players, where they come from, where they transferred, who got recruited from what, that's how you know. So we got to do every game. And I don't have every game for week one. Sorry to say that. I just noticed that there is some that I forgot to put, but it's okay. This is week one. So St. Francis versus UL Monroe. I picked St. Francis. Wyoming versus Akron. Give me the Cowboys. I picked Wyoming. Akron, they have good players though, so I could see an upset. See Arkansas versus Mizzou. See Mizzou, they were pretty mid this last season, but then the season before they were so outstanding. So hopefully they come back and come through. I got Mizzou on this for sure, but let's just see. Elon versus Duke. I have Duke. I have Duke. UT Martin versus Oklahoma State. Give me Oklahoma State. Buffalo versus Minnesota. I picked Minnesota. Stephen F. Austin versus Houston. I picked Houston. Alabama State versus UAB. I picked UAB. Nebraska versus Cincinnati. I picked Nebraska. Miami OH versus Wisconsin. Give me the Badgers for that one. And then we get into Friday. So Tarleton State versus Army. I picked Army. Army and Navy were in the top 25 last season, which kind of surprised me, but hopefully we see them again. So West Michigan versus Michigan State. I picked Michigan State. This is where I kind of mess up. I don't know how to pronounce them. Kennesaw State. Please correct me in the comments. I'm so bad for pronouncing. By the way, Spanish is my first language and English is my second. So I'm going to have a little mishaps here and there, okay? I'm not perfect. So give me Wake Forest against Kenyaw State. It's Kensaw. Okay. App State versus Charlotte. I picked App State. Bethune versus FIU. I picked FIU. West Illinois versus Illinois. I picked Illinois. Wagner versus Kansas. Give me Kansas. Auburn versus Baylor. Oh, this is a good game. If you watch any week one, like lower tiers, they're not even lower. Auburn's good. Baylor is outstanding. Sawyer Robertson, he's a quarterback for Baylor, and I think everybody should start paying attention because it's going to be a good game for them. He's outstanding. I think Baylor can really come up. So Georgia Tech versus Colorado. Oh my God, another good game. Hear me out, y'all. I picked Georgia Tech. I know people would pick Colorado because it's, Deion Sanders, right? But without Travis Hunter, without Shador, I have Georgia Tech. They have a good roster as well. This one's going to be surprising. People are going to be like, what? But I have Georgia Tech for sure. I picked UNLV again over Sam Houston and C Michigan versus San Jose State. I picked San Jose State. All right. Now, flipping my page, y'all. Flipping the page. Now let's get into the Saturday, the good stuff, the one that everybody's been waiting for, the one that I'm waiting for, which, week 0 is it's already going to be good. Okay. Mississippi State versus Southern Miss. Give me Mississippi State. Syracuse versus Tennessee. That one was hard. Syracuse, Colin McCord, he already graduated. Not graduated. He went to the NFL draft. He's now the Eagles QB. Pretty dope. So But I think Tennessee, oh yeah, because Joey Aguilar, he's now the quarterback since Nico Yamalava is now in UCLA. How are we gonna? How is that gonna turn out, you guys? I'm so excited for that one. But I picked Tennessee. I really did. They do have a good offense. Now the biggest game from well, not the biggest, probably one of the biggest, but Texas versus Ohio State. Now you guys know I'm a Buckeyes. Well, I got a little pissed off, so I kind of switched to Texas for now. For now, but I give me Texas. Arch Manning. I've seen the way he played, and I know they didn't like. Weren't they struggling with Georgia? Because I know they lost to Georgia. Obviously, I picked Georgia to win. Ain't gonna lie, but this one was really tough. I'm still kind of iffy because Ohio State they have Julian Stain as a quarterback, starting, and we haven't seen him really play because Will Howard was really like the starter quarterback. So it's like Arch Manning versus Julian Stain. I watched Julian Stain's highlights when he played in high school, and he throws really good. So this is gonna be a good game. But as a starter versus Texas, who's already been like, give me Arch Manning. So I picked Texas. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But FAU versus Maryland, I picked Maryland. Ball State versus Purdue, give me Purdue. Northwestern versus Tulane. This was a little tough. For me, it kind of was. But I picked Northwestern because I've seen, like I said, their offense and defense is pretty collected, and they've been better than they've been getting better. Okay, this is where I messed up. Duquesne versus Pitt. I picked Pitt. VMI versus Navy. I picked Navy. Like I said, they were in the top 25. Hopefully, we see them again like that. Merrimack versus Kent State. Oh my gosh. I hope y'all don't hate me, by the way, because I know I'm not good at pronouncing. I already said it. But I picked Kent State. Toledo versus Kentucky. I don't know why. I really feel excited for this one, even though it's not like Toledo is like what Toledo, Ohio. I'll just say Idaho. Toledo, Ohio. What the heck? But Kentucky's good. They've been having a good recruit. By the way, I wrote down. Yeah, number 10 top 25 transfer rankings. Kentucky's up there, so I picked Kentucky. Fordham versus Boston College. I pick Boston College. Robert Morrison versus West Virginia. West Virginia. C. Connecticut versus UConn. Give me UConn. Old Dominion versus Indiana. Give me Indiana. Oh my God. I hate that most of these are the teams that are mostly at home, which I hate so much because I'm like, are they really this predictable? Or am I just like messing up and like, I don't know what to expect from like the underdogs? But we'll see. Kentucky versus Louisville. Give me Louisville for that one. Alabama versus Florida State. I try to whistle. Okay. Thomas Castellanos. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name right. He was talking mad shit about Bama. And I don't know. I feel like they've been recruiting a lot. They've been recruiting a lot too. So I'm like, is he all talk or is he actually like ready to like obliterate Alabama? Because I know Alabama lost to Vandy and Oklahoma. So those were two upsets that you would have never imagined. So maybe this could be a one. But I still picked Alabama. Like they have Dante Moore starting too, quarterback. So yeah. Marshall versus Georgia. You know I picked Georgia, even though Carson Beck's already in Florida. Georgia's still up there, even though a lot of their players get hella arrested. So I don't know. I don't know. Nevada versus Penn State. Oh my God. That one's such an obvious. See, this is where I'm gonna have a parlay slip coming in like a week prior to these games because you're really gonna tell me Drew Aller isn't gonna beat Nevada? Like, come on. At Penn State, by the way. South Dakota versus Iowa State. This is where I pick Iowa State because come on, y'all. The Cyclones are really up there. Bucknell versus Air Force. I picked Air Force. All right, I picked Air Force. Temple versus UMass. I picked UMass. Holy Cross versus in North Illinois. I picked North Illinois. Holy Cross. Like I don't want to judge. I don't want to be too critiquey, but like Holy Cross, holy hell, where do I see you? But hey, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. I want to see underdogs. I want to see Cinderella stories. Maybe Holy Cross makes it. This is probably like a freaking college football 26 fantasy, but who cares? Montana State versus Oregon. Give me Oregon. Maine versus Liberty. Alabama AM versus Arkansas. Give me Arkansas. Chattanooga versus Memphis. Give me Memphis. By the way, I saw that one of the players literally took screenshots and sent it to the UTSA quarterback McCowan, and they actually won. And it was like crazy that he actually did that. He literally sent them to all the plays and the signals. He was saying who was bad. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, none of the safeties are good. Who goes for this one, number 0? He sucks and he has an injury on his rib. LOL. I'm like, what? Is this allowed? Is this allowed? I don't know. That was actually funny, but I would have been so mad if I had Memphis on my parlay that day because a lot of people did. And they're all wondering, what? Now I know why I lost. But okay, Illinois State versus Oklahoma. Give me the Sooners. Ubani versus Iowa. I picked Iowa. Coastal versus Virginia. I picked Virginia. Weber State versus James Madison. I love James Madison. They were so good last season. I don't know if y'all watched that, but they were really good. Long Island versus Florida. Give me Florida. I don't. If Carson Banks loses to Love, I said Love Island. If they lose to Long Island, go home. UTSA versus Texas A&M. Give me the Aggies. Charleston CO, which I think is South, versus Vanderbilt. Give me Vandy. North Dakota versus Kansas State. Give me Kansas State. LSU versus Clemson. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is the one that I was so conflicted. You have Garrett Nussmeier, and then you have Cade Klubnik. Both of them are like the top 3 for Heisman odds right now. So it's Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier, and Cade Klubnik, all in that order. So you have LSU and Clemson being like that one's the game of the day. That one is totally game of the day, for sure. Like I said, Texas and Ohio State, but Julian's saying he's still in like, I don't know, he's probably in the Heisman odds somewhere. But this one's the juice. This one's the juice. I picked Clemson. I just have a strong feeling. I loved LSU. They were great last year, but something about Cade Klubnik and Clemson's roster, I don't know, like Chip Kelly, honestly, I watched LSU a lot, and they pissed me off because their defense was ass. Now their offense, sometimes they would be so slow. I don't know, that one's just a little tricky to me. I'm still like shocked. I don't even know if I'm like, oh, that one's just so hard to predict. But I picked Clemson. Okay, enough of me talking about it. I'm just like, ugh. Missouri State versus USC. I picked USC. As bad as they were last year, I still picked them. I mean, no way Missouri State beats you. If not at your home too, like no way. No way. New Mexico versus Michigan. Michigan. You know, they weren't bad last year either. They beat Ohio State again for like what, the 4th year in a row. So Michigan isn't bad. That's a for sure obvious one. I picked Michigan. AR Pine Bluff versus Texas Tech. Y'all, the Red Raiders are up there. That's another game. That's another team y'all should be watching. You got Baylor coming up. Texas Tech is another team to look after. So give me Texas Tech. Georgia State versus Ole Miss. I pick Ole Miss. Man, I watched the blind spot for the first time like last night, and I know you're like, what? How are you a ball knower but don't even watch the best inspirational football movie of all time? I know, right? What the heck? But I've noticed, I was like, oh my gosh, Nick Saban, OMG, I know all those coaches. So bear with me. I do think Ole Miss is gonna win. Portland State versus BYU. Man, give me BYU. By the way, the quarterback, he went from BYU to Tulane, and I want to see how that turns out. Rice versus Louisiana. I picked Rice. Texas A&M versus SMU. I picked SMU. You guys, they were in the top 10 last season. I was there for a few games. I have a picture. I don't have it right now, but I was at the stadium and I was in the second row, and it was SMU versus Cal, and I was like, I was so like quickly writing this in highlighter. I didn't have time to like make it cute and everything, because I was like, if I'm gonna be on TV, I might as well have a sign, because I know it's gonna be on TV, or like taking a picture of. And I think I wrote, I wasn't even born when SMU was in the top 10, because I really wasn't. I was born in 1989. So that was a little, I picked SMU. I think they're gonna come back again. I like what they're working with. So let's see. Cal versus Oregon State. I picked Cal. All right. Hawaii versus Arizona. I liked Arizona last year. I liked them. I'll pick Arizona for sure. Utah versus UCLA. Okay. This one was a little tricky because I really wanted to pick Utah, but then I forgot Nico is now in UCLA, so let's see how they play. And also his brother, but he's just signed. He wasn't committed, so not last that I saw, but he's still there. So I picked UCLA for that reason, but I don't want to just depend on the quarterback. So hopefully, let's see what happens there. Colorado State versus Washington. Give me the Huskies. Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. South Carolina, y'all. Lenoris Sellers. Oh, he played such a good game last season. I hope he does it so much better, and I think they will. Like South Carolina has it. They got what it takes. So give me South Carolina. Notre Dame versus Miami. Man, I think Marcus Freeman is cooking up something because last season, obviously, Notre Dame against Ohio State. Shocker, right? That one was a crazy game. So against Carson with a new roster, new team, new everything, and he's in Miami right now. You think he's not partying up? Maybe, I don't know. But Notre Dame, I got Notre Dame for that one. TCU versus North Carolina. Oh wait, I missed another one. They're all going in order, but I forgot to add this one. North Arizona versus Arizona State. I picked ASU. The Sun Devils got it. They don't have Scatterboo, but their quarterback is still outstanding, so ASU for that. And then the last game, TCU, a Monday game, versus North Carolina. You know, TCU is a great team, but also North Carolina has a new coach, Bill Belichick. Yep. And I picked North Carolina for this because I'm like, look, Bill Belichick, they're recruiting. Let me see. North Carolina's number 9 with new recruits, and I really think he's cooking something up. I don't know if his girlfriend's bothering him, Jordan Hudson over here, like getting like all over just being Snoopy. So hopefully, if TCU wins this game, I'ma just know that his girlfriend is controlling him and everything. So I'm like, how are you not on the game? How are you not on game, bro? So yeah, I picked North Carolina, but let's see what happens there. And yes, that is my week 1 picks. Sorry, this was a little lengthy. I mean, they're all gonna be lengthy if I'm gonna give you my week 1 picks. So hopefully you guys like this, and let me know in the comments what you think. If you hate them, if you like them, if you think I'm a little I don't know, iffy, just let me know. I like opinions, I like critiques. That's what makes me a better person and a better ball knower. So with that being said, you guys, I hope you love this video. I'll bring back more. I'm in my room chilling, so I thought it was gonna be a little cozy video. But anyways, I love you guys. Mwah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.